So sitting down on your mat with your legs out in front of you in Dandasana, the staff pose. You're going to bend your left leg and squeeze it in, and then bring the sole of the foot into the inner right thigh. Press the right foot forward, twist the pelvis over to the left and the rib cage all the way to the left side, to the long edge of your mat. And then try to laterally stretch towards that front foot, towards that right foot. You're going to try to keep twisting the rib cage around to the side of the mat, towards that left knee. And so bringing the left ribs back, the right ribs forward. You can let the neck relax a little bit. You might be able to stretch back with the back of the hand up, or stretch over a bit more. Come out of the pose, a little counter stretch to the other side. And then bring the pelvis straight again, once again in Dandasana, with the sitting bones pressing down evenly. And then hug in the right knee. And bring the sole of the right foot into the left inner thigh. And then again twist the pelvis at 45-degree angle to the right. And the rib cage all the way to the right. And then hinge down towards the left foot laterally. And this time trying to bring the right ribs back and the left ribs forward. So you're really facing the rib cage towards the long edge of the mat. This is kind of the equivalent of a triangle pose, I suppose. And a seated variation. Gently coming up. And just have a little stretch of the other side of the body. And then bring the pelvis towards the front of the mat again, sitting bones pressing down. Inhale, stretch the arms up and overhead. Exhale, reach forward, tilting the pelvis forward, the pubic bone down. And then allow your back to curl down, if that's okay with your spine, to move it into flexion. If you need to keep your back nice and straight, then I would recommend just taking a belt around the balls of the feet, so that you're just working on hinging the hips forward, the pelvis forward, the pubic bone down. Inhale, stretch up, and exhale, bring the hands out and down. And then again, squeezing the left leg, and then crossing the left leg over the right. Going to twist to the left. You can let that left sitting bone move back a little bit, so that the twist is starting from the pelvis. A nice safe way of twisting without keeping the pelvis stuck in place, which can really aggravate the sacroiliac joints. And coming back to the front, sitting bones both facing the front, and then taking the right foot over the outside of the left knee. Again, twisting to the right towards the bent knee, but also taking the right sitting bone back a little bit so that the pelvis can start the twist. And then most of the twisting action is going to be felt in the rib cage area, the thoracic spine. There's lots of room for twisting there. And then gently coming back to the front. Lie down on your back, and you can just start by having the feet underneath the knees and just taking the arms away from your body, the palms turned up, and just enjoy a flattening of the sacrum. And bring your feet a little bit further back in towards the buttocks, heels under the knees, and as you press your feet down into the floor, lift your hips up. And then wriggle your shoulder blades towards each other, taking hold of your hands underneath the body and pressing down and forward with your feet. Press down with your hands, down with your arms, and lift your chest up and back towards your chin into full bridge. And you can choose to stay here, or you can come up and down. If you want to come down, then flatten out the shoulders before you roll down. You can practice coming up and down. If you want to go into full wheel or practice full wheel, you bring the hands either side of your ears with the fingertips pointing towards the feet. And then just press onto your hands and bring the top of your head so it's hovering over the floor. And this might be where you stay. Or you can try to straighten your arms as best as you can. pressing down with the hands, pressing down with the feet into full wheel. You can take your hands wider if it's more comfortable. And as you come down, bring your chin in towards your chest, come back onto your hands, lower your body down, and then very gently have a little rest. You can take your feet a little bit wider than your hips now and let your inner knees touch towards each other. You can always place a block between your knees if it's more comfortable. Wriggle the shoulder blades down towards the hips, take the arms out to the sides, and just rest the spine on the floor. And just enjoy a moment of stillness to let the spine settle. And then wriggling the feet back in towards the centre of the mat and hugging the knees into the chest. You can exhale as you bring the nose towards the knees. Inhale as you bring the head towards the floor. You could circle your knees with your palms over your knees, fingers towards the toes, or you could stretch the knees in towards the armpits, or even take a happy baby, taking your hands towards the outer edge of your feet. Resting